Imagine waking up one day and realizing that the life you are living is far from what you had envisioned. You feel stuck, unfulfilled, and uncertain about how you got here. The dreams you once had seem distant, your goals feel unreachable, and the person you see in the mirror is not the person you once aspired to be. How did this happen? More importantly, how do you change it? The truth is, becoming your best self is not a matter of luck or wishful thinking. It is a deliberate process. It does not happen by accident, and it certainly does not happen overnight. It requires conscious effort, self-awareness, and a willingness to grow beyond your current limitations. Too many people go through life on autopilot, settling for less than they are capable of. Not because they lack potential, but because they lack direction. But here's the good news. You are in control. You have the power to reshape your mindset, refine your habits, elevate your environment, and unlock the best version of yourself. The only question is, are you ready to take that journey? Because if you are, then today marks the beginning of something extraordinary. Growth is a choice. It's not something that happens by accident, and it certainly doesn't come as a gift from the universe. The truth is, if you're not actively working on your growth, you're staying the same, or worse, declining. Life is always moving, always changing, and if you're not moving forward, you're slipping backward. The key to creating your best self lies in making an intentional decision to grow every single day. Too many people believe that success is about talent, luck, or external circumstances. They think that if they were born into a different family, had different opportunities, or lived in a different city, things would be different for them. But the real difference between those who achieve greatness and those who don't isn't their starting point. It's their commitment to growth. The person who dedicates themselves to daily improvement will always surpass the one who waits for the right conditions. The truth is, conditions are never perfect. There will always be obstacles, distractions, and reasons to put off your growth. But those who make the decision to develop themselves push through, regardless of what's happening around them. Growth isn't something that just happens with time. People assume that as they get older, they will naturally become wiser, stronger, or better. But the reality is, age alone doesn't make you better, intentional effort does. There are people in their 50s and 60s who haven't changed much since their 20s, simply because they never made the decision to grow. They lived the same year over and over again, never challenging themselves, never stepping outside their comfort zone. If you want to become your best self, you must reject the idea that time alone will change you. It won't. Only you can change you. Growth is uncomfortable. It requires you to face things you'd rather avoid. It forces you to challenge beliefs that feel safe. It pushes you into situations where you might fail, struggle, or feel embarrassed. But that's exactly why it's necessary. The comfort zone is where dreams go to die. It's where people settle for mediocrity, telling themselves that good enough is enough. But the truth is, good enough isn't really good enough when you know you're capable of more. Every time you stretch yourself, every time you push beyond what feels easy, you expand your potential. What was once difficult becomes normal, and what was once impossible becomes achievable. A key part of growth is learning. Not just the kind of learning that happens in school, but real, self-directed learning. The kind where you seek out knowledge because you're hungry for improvement. Successful people are lifelong students. They read books, listen to great thinkers, attend seminars, and study the habits of those who have achieved what they aspire to. They don't wait for someone to teach them. They take responsibility for their own education. In today's world, with so much information at our fingertips, there is no excuse for not learning. If you want to become your best self, you must become obsessed with acquiring knowledge and applying it. But growth isn't just about knowledge, it's also about action. Too many people collect information but never use it. They read books, watch motivational videos, and attend personal development seminars, but their lives don't change because they never take action. Growth happens when you apply what you learn. If you read about discipline but don't practice it, you haven't grown. If you study success principles but don't implement them, you haven't progressed. Real growth requires movement. It requires stepping out of theory and into reality, where you put yourself to the test. Another critical aspect of growth is accountability. If you're serious about becoming your best self, you can't do it alone. You need to surround yourself with people who challenge you, who push you, and who won't let you stay the same. This is why mentorship is so powerful. A mentor isn't just someone who gives advice. They are someone who helps you see your blind spots, who demands more from you, and who refuses to let you settle. But accountability isn't just about mentors, it's also about the standards you hold yourself to. If you accept excuses from yourself, if you let yourself off the hook when things get tough, your growth will stall. You must set high standards and hold yourself to them, even when no one is watching. Personal growth is also about resilience. The road to becoming your best self isn't smooth. There will be setbacks, failures, and moments where you question whether it's all worth it. Many people quit when things get hard, but those who truly commit to growth understand that struggle is part of the process. Every failure is a lesson. Every setback is a test of perseverance. Growth-minded people don't see obstacles as reasons to stop. They see them as opportunities to learn, adapt, and come back stronger. Perhaps the most important thing to understand about growth is that it never stops. There is no finish line. There is no moment where you say, "I've arrived. I'm done growing." The best people in the world, whether in business, sports, or any other field, are constantly improving. They never settle. They never let success make them complacent. They always look for the next challenge, the next level, the next way to expand their potential. That's the mindset you must adopt if you truly want to become your best self. In the end, growth is a decision that you must make every single day. It's not a one-time event. It's a commitment to continuous improvement, to never settling, to always pushing for more. It's about waking up every morning with the determination to be better than you were yesterday. Because in the end, your best self isn't something you find, it's something you build. And it all starts with the decision to grow. Your habits shape your future. Every action you take, no matter how small, is a vote for the person you are becoming. Many people believe that success is about big, life-changing decisions, but in reality, it's the small, consistent choices that determine your destiny. Your habits are the invisible architecture of your life. They operate in the background, shaping your thoughts, actions, and results, whether you realize it or not. The difference between those who achieve their dreams and those who don't isn't talent or luck. It's discipline in their daily habits. Most people underestimate the power of small actions repeated over time. They think that skipping a workout today won't make a difference, that eating one unhealthy meal won't affect them, that putting off their goals until next week won't matter. But these small choices compound. The difference between success and failure isn't one big decision, it's the accumulation of thousands of small ones. A person who reads for 30 minutes a day will have consumed dozens of books by the end of the year, gaining knowledge and insights that shape their thinking. Meanwhile, someone who spends that same time mindlessly scrolling through social media won't see any immediate harm, but over time, the gap between these two individuals becomes enormous. The truth is, your future self is being created by your current habits. If you want to know where you'll be 5 years from now, look at what you're doing every single day. Are you consistently working towards your goals, improving your skills, and challenging yourself? Or are you stuck in a cycle of procrastination, distractions, and excuses? Every habit is either moving you closer to your best self or pulling you further away from it. There is no neutral ground. One of the biggest challenges people face is the illusion of inaction. They think that if they don't actively make bad choices, they'll be fine, but in reality, doing nothing is a choice in itself. If you're not actively building good habits, you are passively allowing bad ones to take over. There is no such thing as standing still in life. You're either progressing or regressing. The person who neglects their health may not see immediate consequences, but over time their body weakens. The person who avoids financial discipline may not feel the impact today, but years later, they wonder why they're struggling. In every area of life, neglect leads to decline. And the only way to prevent this is through intentional, disciplined habits. One of the most powerful aspects of habits is that they eliminate the need for motivation. Many people rely on motivation to take action, but motivation is unreliable. Some days you feel inspired and driven, other days you don't. If you wait for motivation, you'll never be consistent. But when you build strong habits, you remove the need to constantly make decisions. You don't wake up every morning debating whether to brush your teeth, you just do it. In the same way, successful people design their lives around habits that ensure progress, regardless of how they feel on a given day. Another crucial factor in shaping habits is environment. Your surroundings influence your actions more than you realize. If you're trying to eat healthy but your kitchen is filled with junk food, you're setting yourself up for failure. If you want to read more but your phone is constantly distracting you, you'll struggle to stay focused. The key to building great habits is to design an environment that makes success easy and failure difficult. If you want to exercise more, make sure your workout clothes are ready to go the night before. If you want to develop a habit of reading, place books in places where you'll see them often. Small environmental changes can make a huge difference in shaping behavior. Many people struggle with breaking bad habits because they focus only on stopping the behavior rather than replacing it with something better. The key to overcoming negative habits isn't just willpower, it's finding an alternative that satisfies the same need. If you're trying to quit social media, but don't replace it with something productive, you'll eventually go back to it. But if you replace that habit with reading, writing, or a creative hobby, you'll fill the gap with something meaningful. The goal is not just to eliminate bad habits, but to actively cultivate good ones. One of the most overlooked aspects of habits is identity. People who struggle to change often focus on what they need to do rather than who they need to become. If you see yourself as someone who struggles with discipline, you'll always revert to old patterns. But if you shift your identity, if you start seeing yourself as a disciplined person, a hard worker, a committed individual, your habits will begin to align with that identity. Instead of saying, I need to work out, say, I am someone who values health and fitness. Instead of saying, I need to start reading more, say, I am a person who loves learning. When you align your identity with your habits, change becomes natural and sustainable. The key to mastering habits is patience. Most people quit before they see results because they expect instant gratification. They go to the gym for a week and don't see a transformation, so they stop. They start a new skill, but when they don't become an expert overnight, they give up. But the reality is, success is invisible in the beginning. It's like planting a seed. For weeks, you see nothing, but underground, the roots are growing. Then suddenly, one day, the plant breaks through the soil. That's how habits work. You won't always see immediate results, but every effort is building something beneath the surface. If you stay consistent, those small daily actions will lead to massive transformation. If you want to create your best self, focus on what you do every single day. Big achievements are just the result of small habits compounded over time. The person you become is not determined by luck or circumstance. It is shaped by the actions you take consistently. Your habits are the foundation of your future, and the time to build them is now. Your mindset determines your reality. The way you think about yourself, your potential, and the world around you shapes the life you create. Many people go through life believing that their circumstances control them, that they are limited by their background, their past failures, or the challenges they face. But the truth is, it's not circumstances that hold people back. It's their mindset. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not their resources, talent, or luck. It's the way they think. A person with a fixed mindset believes that abilities, intelligence, and talents are set in stone. They think that people are either born with certain qualities or they're not. Because of this belief, they avoid challenges, fearing that failure will expose their limitations. They stick to what they know, never pushing beyond their comfort zone because they believe effort is pointless if they weren't naturally gifted. When they encounter obstacles, they give up quickly, assuming that success is out of reach. They see criticism as a personal attack rather than an opportunity to improve. And they envy the success of others instead of learning from it. On the other hand, a person with a growth mindset understands that abilities can be developed, intelligence can expand, and effort leads to improvement. They see challenges as opportunities to learn, viewing setbacks not as failures but as valuable lessons. Instead of avoiding difficulties, they embrace them, knowing that the struggle is part of the process. When they face obstacles, they persist, adapting and finding new ways forward. They seek out feedback, understanding that constructive criticism helps them grow, and they find inspiration in the achievements of others, using it as motivation rather than comparison. The way you think about failure plays a crucial role in your growth. People with a fixed mindset see failure as proof that they're not good enough, that they've reached their limit. They take mistakes personally, allowing them to define their self-worth. Because of this, they avoid risks and challenges, preferring to stay where it's safe. But those with a growth mindset see failure differently. They understand that failure is not a reflection of their worth, it's feedback. Every mistake is a lesson, every setback is a stepping stone, and every disappointment is an opportunity to adjust and improve. They don't dwell on their failures, they analyze them, learn from them, and use them to come back stronger. Your beliefs about effort also determine how far you go in life. People with a fixed mindset think that if something requires effort, it means they're not naturally good at it. They expect success to come easily if they're meant for something, and when they struggle, they assume it's a sign to quit. But those with a growth mindset understand that effort is the path to mastery. They know that every expert was once a beginner, that every great achievement was built through persistence, and that talent alone is never enough. They embrace hard work, knowing that every hour of practice, every challenge overcome, and every difficult lesson learned brings them closer to their goals. One of the most powerful shifts in mindset is moving from a victim mentality to an ownership mentality. People with a victim mentality believe that life happens to them. They blame their circumstances, their upbringing, the economy, or other people for their struggles. They focus on what they can't control, which leaves them feeling powerless and stuck. But those with an ownership mentality take full responsibility for their lives. They acknowledge that while they can't control everything, they can always control their attitude, their actions, and their responses. Instead of complaining about problems, they look for solutions. Instead of waiting for someone to save them, they take charge of their own future. Another crucial part of mindset is the way you interpret challenges. Some people see challenges as proof that they're not capable, while others see them as a necessary part of growth. The truth is, no one who has ever achieved anything great has done so without struggle. Every successful person has faced obstacles, setbacks, and failures along the way. The difference is, they didn't let those struggles define them, they used them as fuel. They understood that every challenge they faced was preparing them for the next level. They saw adversity not as a reason to stop, but as an opportunity to become stronger. The people you surround yourself with also play a role in shaping your mindset. If you spend time with people who complain, make excuses, and settle for mediocrity, that mindset will rub off on you. But if you surround yourself with people who think big, take action, and push themselves to grow, you will start to adopt their mindset. Success leaves clues, and one of the biggest clues is the mindset of those who achieve it. If you want to develop a winning mindset, spend time with people who already have one. Listen to their advice, study their habits, and adopt their way of thinking. Your words also shape your mindset. The way you speak to yourself matters. People with a fixed mindset say things like, "I'm not good at this," "I'll never succeed," or "this is too hard." Those with a growth mindset say, "I'm still learning, I'll find a way, and this challenge will make me better." The words you use shape your beliefs, and your beliefs shape your actions. If you constantly tell yourself that you're not capable, you will act in a way that makes it true. But if you speak words of growth, resilience, and possibility, you will create a mindset that supports your success. Developing the right mindset is not about ignoring reality or pretending that everything is easy. It's about choosing how you respond to challenges, setbacks, and opportunities. It's about believing in your ability to grow, knowing that effort leads to improvement, and taking full responsibility for your success. The person you become is shaped by the way you think. And by shifting your mindset, you can change the course of your life. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It is the foundation of success in every area of life, from health to wealth, relationships to personal growth. Without discipline, talent goes to waste, potential remains unrealized, and dreams fade into regrets. Many people admire successful individuals, believing they have something special, luck, intelligence, or natural ability. But in reality, the one quality that separates those who succeed from those who don't is their ability to stay disciplined when motivation fades. Most people start with enthusiasm. They set big goals, make exciting plans, and feel inspired to take action. But enthusiasm alone is never enough. Motivation is like a spark. It ignites a fire. But without fuel, the fire burns out quickly. Discipline is the fuel that keeps you moving forward, long after the excitement has faded. It's what pushes you to wake up early when you'd rather sleep in, to hit the gym when you don't feel like it, to work on your goals when distractions are calling your name. It's not about feeling like doing something. It's about doing it because it needs to be done. And one of the biggest misconceptions about discipline is that it's a burden, something restrictive that takes away freedom. But in reality, discipline is what creates freedom. When you lack discipline with your finances, you become a slave to debt. When you lack discipline in your health, you become a prisoner to illness and fatigue. When you lack discipline in your habits, you become controlled by distractions and procrastination. But when you develop discipline, you gain control over your time, your body, and your future. The freedom to live on your own terms comes from the self-control to make the right choices consistently. Another key aspect of discipline is controlling your environment. People think that discipline is about willpower, but willpower alone is not enough. If you constantly put yourself in situations that test your self-control, you will eventually give in. That's why smart people set up their environment for success. If you want to eat healthy, don't keep junk food in your house. If you want to focus, remove distractions from your workspace. If you want to wake up early, set up a nighttime routine that makes it easy to get up in the morning. Discipline is not about fighting temptation every day. It's about making success the easiest option. Many people struggle with discipline because they set unrealistic expectations. They try to change everything at once, expecting perfection, and when they fail, they give up entirely. The key to building discipline is starting small. Instead of trying to overhaul your entire life overnight, focus on one habit at a time. Make it easy to win. If you want to start exercising, don't commit to an hour-long workout every day. Start with 10 minutes. If you want to build a reading habit, start with 5 pages a day. Success is about momentum, and small wins create the confidence and motivation to keep going. A major part of discipline is learning to push through discomfort. Growth only happens outside of your comfort zone. The people who achieve greatness are not the ones who avoid struggle. They are the ones who embrace it. They understand that pain, fatigue, boredom, and frustration are part of the process. They don't wait for things to get easier, they get stronger. They train their minds to endure difficulty, knowing that every challenge they overcome makes them more resilient. One of the most overlooked aspects of discipline is self-respect. When you keep the promises you make to yourself, you build confidence. When you say you'll do something and follow through, you prove to yourself that you are reliable, strong, and capable. But when you constantly break your own commitments, you start to lose trust in yourself. You feel weak, unmotivated, and stuck. The way you build self-discipline is by keeping your word, no matter how small the promise. If you say you'll wake up early, wake up early. If you say you'll go to the gym, go. If you say you'll work on your goal, do it. Every small action reinforces your identity as someone who follows through. And that identity fuels even greater discipline. Many people wait for the perfect time to start. They tell themselves they'll be disciplined when they feel ready, when life is less stressful, when circumstances improve. But discipline doesn't come from waiting, it comes from action. The best time to start is now. If you want to transform your life, start today, no matter how small this step. The sooner you take control of your habits, your time, and your actions, the sooner you start shaping the life you truly want. The company you keep shapes the person you become. The people you surround yourself with influence your thoughts, habits, and mindset more than you realize. Whether you are aware of it or not, your environment plays a powerful role in your success or failure. If you want to become your best self, you must carefully choose who you allow into your life. The wrong company can drain your energy, fill your mind with doubt, and keep you stuck in mediocrity. The right company will challenge you to grow, inspire you to aim higher, and push you toward your potential. One of the biggest mistakes people make is staying around those who hold them back. It is easy to stick with friends, co-workers, or even family members who do not encourage growth because they feel familiar and comfortable. But if the people around you have no ambition, complain constantly, and settle for less, it becomes almost impossible for you to rise above them. Negative people spread negativity like a virus. If they believe success is impossible, they will make you believe it too. If they see failure as permanent, you will start doubting your own ability to overcome challenges. If they mock ambition and effort, you will hesitate to pursue your goals out of fear of judgment. The people you spend time with influence your standards. If you are surrounded by individuals who make excuses, avoid responsibility, and blame others for their problems, you will begin adopting the same mindset. But if you surround yourself with people who set high standards for themselves, who demand excellence, who push themselves beyond their limits, those expectations will become your new normal. Success is not just about working hard, it is about being in an environment that supports and reinforces that effort. One of the most important qualities to look for in the people around you is their mindset. Do they see life as full of opportunities, or do they see only obstacles? Do they believe in learning and growth, or do they think abilities are fixed? Are they excited about the future, or do they constantly complain about the past? The people you associate with will either fuel your belief in possibilities or feed your doubt. You need to be around people who think big, who see potential where others see limitations, who challenge the status quo instead of accepting it. Another key factor is ambition. If you want to grow, you need to be around people who are also striving for something greater. When you surround yourself with ambitious individuals, their drive becomes contagious. They will push you to aim higher, to take action, and to stay committed even when things get tough. They will inspire you to keep learning, keep improving, and never settle for less than what you are capable of. Ambition is not just about career success, it is about a mindset of continuous improvement in all areas of life. One of the most valuable things the right people can offer is accountability. It is easy to make excuses when no one is watching. It is easy to quit when no one expects you to keep going. But when you have people in your life who hold you to a higher standard, who call you out when you are slipping, who remind you of your goals when you get distracted, you become stronger. True friends do not let you settle for less. They challenge you, push you, and remind you of who you are capable of becoming. The right company also helps you develop confidence. When you are surrounded by people who believe in you, who see your potential, and who encourage your efforts, you start believing in yourself more. Confidence is not something you are born with, it is something you build. And the people around you play a big role in that process. If you are constantly around those who doubt you, criticize you, or belittle your ambitions, your confidence will shrink. But if you are around those who uplift you, who celebrate your progress, and who remind you of your strengths, you will develop the courage to take risks, step out of your comfort zone, and pursue your goals with conviction. One of the most important lessons in life is that not everyone deserves a place in your inner circle. Some people will try to manipulate you, bring you down, or take advantage of your kindness. Others will discourage you, not because they mean harm, but because they are projecting their own fears and limitations onto you. You must be selective about who you allow into your life. Do not let guilt or obligation keep you around people who drain your energy and lower your standards. Choose people who add value to your life, who inspire you to be better, and who align with your vision for the future. At the same time, it is not just about finding the right people, it is also about being the right person. If you want to be around motivated, successful, and driven individuals, you must become one yourself. You must hold yourself to high standards, be disciplined, be positive, and be willing to grow. Like attracts like. And if you want to be in great company, you must first develop the qualities that great company values. Your future is shaped by the people you choose to surround yourself with. If you are serious about becoming your best self, take a hard look at your environment. Ask yourself if the people around you are helping you grow or holding you back. If they are not pushing you to be better, it may be time to change your circle. The right company will elevate you, inspire you, and challenge you to reach your full potential. Self-reflection is one of the most powerful tools for personal growth, yet it is often overlooked. Many people go through life reacting to circumstances without ever pausing to evaluate their actions, decisions, and mindset. They repeat the same mistakes, fall into the same patterns, and wonder why they are not making progress. The truth is, without self-reflection, growth is impossible. You cannot improve what you do not examine. If you want to become your best self, you must take the time to look inward. Understand yourself deeply and make intentional changes based on what you learn. Most people avoid self-reflection because it is uncomfortable. It forces you to confront your weaknesses, acknowledge your mistakes, and take responsibility for your shortcomings. It is much easier to blame external factors, bad luck, difficult circumstances, or other people than it is to admit where you have fallen short. But personal growth requires honesty. Self-reflection is not about self-criticism or dwelling on failures. It is about gaining insight so you can improve. When you develop the habit of regularly reflecting on your actions, you become more self-aware, make better decisions, and accelerate your progress. One of the most valuable aspects of self-reflection is that it helps you understand your strengths and weaknesses. Many people go through life unaware of their true capabilities. They either underestimate themselves, failing to recognize their potential, or overestimate themselves, leading to frustration when they fall short. Through reflection, you can identify what you are naturally good at and where you need to put in more effort. When you know your strengths, you can leverage them to your advantage. When you know your weaknesses, you can actively work on improving them instead of letting them hold you back. Self-reflection also helps you identify patterns in your behavior. If you keep experiencing the same challenges, facing the same obstacles, or making the same mistakes, it is a sign that there is an underlying issue that needs to be addressed. Maybe you struggle with procrastination, avoid difficult conversations, or let fear stop you from taking risks. These patterns will continue to repeat until you become aware of them and take action to change them. Many people try to change their results without changing themselves, but real transformation happens when you address the root cause of your actions.